everybody. Welcome to Confidence TEA Infusions. I'm your host, Gigi. It is such an amazing night tonight. I am so excited to be here with you where we get to have just an amazing conversation between us girls over a cup of tea. So if this is your first time tuning in to Confidence TEA Infusions, welcome. I'm Virginia Madison, but everyone calls me Gigi. I am the creator of Confidence Tea Infusions, which is a luxury line of loose leaf tea coupled with intimate conversations that aim to transform your mind, edify your soul, and most importantly, activate your confidence. So if this is your first time tuning in tonight, let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. We love to just connect with you, have conversation with you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy you're here. We're going to have a great conversation tonight. So jump on the chat. We want this to be just not a dialogue. We want this to be more than that. We want to communicate with you. Hey, person from, let me see. If you're using StreamYard, I won't be able to see what your name is if you don't give StreamYard permission. So if you're on Facebook and you've never used StreamYard before, if you've never, just hit the permissions that way. I can see, who it is. I see Tina Cooper is in the house. Hey. I see Vertus is in Miramar, Florida. Hey. I see somebody else from Florida. Hey. How you guys doing? Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy you're tuning in tonight. So excited that you're joining us. Welcome to Confidence Tea Infusions, where we always give you the tea, okay? And that's transform, edify, and activate. Yes, Tina, it's your first time here. Well, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. We normally get together and we have these conversations over luxury tea. So definitely tune in and share the conversation. Tonight we have a very special guest. Miss Suzanne Joseph is in the house tonight. She's going to be talking. She's going to give us the tea, y'all, all about her life, all about just how to build mental health confidence and the importance of that. And she's also going to be giving out, talking about her new book. And I'm going to give away, 2 people are going to walk away tonight with a copy of her book. So make sure you share this live so that people have an opportunity to win a copy of Suzanne's new book. This is going to be an amazing conversation. And so I'm so happy that you ladies are here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So a little bit about me. So if you know me, don't know me, just a little bit about me. I try not to go too much, but if it's your first time tuning in, I'll tell you just a little bit about me and my background. So I am literally a Jill of many trades. I've done many different things, from aesthetics to life coaching to life insurance and so forth. And so I have been featured in Voyage ATL magazine, this year Influencer magazine, and I am this year Achi nominee for Nonprofit Executive of the Year. And so I'm super, super excited about that. I'm the founder of Gigi Inc., which is a confidence building organization for adolescent girls, and we help girls to journey through adolescence with healthy self-confidence and a positive self-esteem so that they can win the mental, physical, and emotional battles of adolescence. So Girls Igniting Greater Inner Strength, Gigi Inc., is we offer different programs, workshops, mentorship, as well as we just started a virtual platform that allows us to connect girls literally from around the globe. And we have different workshops for them. And so it's very engaging. So they could plug into a workshop or they can just become a member. It is for the end of the year at a low cost of only $20. So if you have a young girl in your life, if you're a mom, if you're a parent, if you have some sisters, cousins, young girls, definitely connect them to Girls Igniting Academy. For more information about that, you can go on our website, which I will post in the chat. It's going to be www.ggink.org. Let me make sure I spell it right? All right. So for more information about that, feel free to visit us at www.ggink.org. That is our nonprofit organization. And, it has been an amazing journey. This year, we're actually celebrating 5 amazing years of just supporting girls in our communities. And we are so excited. And so it has been just an amazing journey. And so I am just thankful for all of the people out there that have supported us on this amazing journey and everything that we do through GG Inc. And so tonight, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. We have such a special guest tonight. And so I want to read to you guys just a little bit about Suzanne. And we just had the opportunity to connect, via social media and everything. And I feel like she's like my sister from another mister, because we ran in similar circles and we know some of the same people. And so just listening to her and her amazing and seeing her amazing journey has been just wonderful for me. And so I'm so happy that she's here tonight and she's going to be sharing with us tonight and just helping us women. Like, we have to really learn how to take hold of our mental health because it's so important. And so I'm so happy that she's going to be sharing with us tonight. But before I bring her on, I want to kind of just, read her bio so that way you guys kind of have an idea of who she is and why I'm so excited that she's with us tonight. So Suzanne Joseph is a wellness strategist. She is the CEO of Suzanne Joseph Enterprise. Her mission is to empower women to redirect their choices and by promoting physical, mental, and spiritual wellness. She creates programs and platforms to give women a renewed perspective, purpose, and create positive results. Her experiences and challenges with depression to see lives restored, renewed, and released to achieve greater through her program, which is called Redirect Your Choices. So as a certified mental health advocate and author, Suzanne is committed to bringing awareness, breaking the stigma, and changing lives in inner city communities. So I am so excited to have her here tonight. So please, ladies, welcome. Give a warm welcome to Miss Suzanne Joseph. Hey, girl.
Good night. Hey.
How are you? Welcome.
Thank you, girl. When you read that bio, oh my God.
It's always one of those things, right? It's like, that's me. That's you, girl. That is definitely you. That's all you.
Thank God. Yes. Thank you for having me on your platform. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad to have you. I'm so excited. I mean, I saw your book and just, you being able to release that. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so awesome. I need to have her on and, allow her to share, because I know it's not an easy thing. Giving birth to something as important as a book and sharing your story, sharing the things that you've gone through, sharing your life, that somebody else might see that and be blessed by that and learn from that and grow from that. It's such a big deal. It's so important. So I don't take it lightly. So I just commend you. I mean, congratulations. I mean, it's just been amazing to watch you just grow. And so super excited. I mean, I'm going to hush because I'm like, going to give you time to grace the audience with your amazingness.
Well, thank you so much. Again, you guys, thank you for sharing your platform. It's amazing when women can get together and there is no jealousy, no competition. We just want to embrace who we are and just grow with each other and collaborate. So I appreciate you for letting me be on your platform. audience, everybody. My name is Suzanne Joseph, also known as the Wellness Strategist. I created the program Redirect Your Choices that help women have a renewed perspective in life. You create positive results and you really chase your purpose. The book Chasing After God's Own Heart is him literally putting his hand on my life from the day before I was even thought of, before I was even put into my mother's womb. That story is me trying to get to know myself. Because what we don't realize when it comes to building our mental health confidence, and I had to hit the age of 36 when I began to have a renewed mindset and look at life differently. It took a process. It was a process.
All
It
of
wasn't
us.
easy. No, it wasn't. When my life got dark in 2018, like, you ever been in a storm? And when you see the storm, everything is so dark. Everything is spinning. The whole room is shifting. You just don't understand what's happening, right? That's how my life looked like in 2018. Literally, everything was falling, crumbling into pieces, and I couldn't control what was happening. Everything was just falling apart, from my finances to my relationships. I just had got divorced. I got out of a domestic violence relationship. I was in that for 12 years. I was unhappy at work. I was emotionally just damaged, not healing properly, and not giving myself the time to grieve and allow myself to become. And I hit rock bottom. At one point I thought I was going to lose my home. I'm like, oh my God, me and my kids are going to be homeless. Yes, I got family and friends, but when we have that strong Black woman syndrome, because that's what was breaking me, that stigma right there broke me. I was too prideful. I was the one that everybody looked up to, the one that everybody said she got it together. You know what I'm saying? And when my life fell apart, it was like, how do I say to these people who look up to me, I can't do this anymore? How do you share that? How do you say that to your loved one? Like, I'm struggling mentally. I don't feel okay. My mind is spinning. Like, do you know, I get up in the morning, I'm driving to work, I'm full of tears heading to work, and all I hear is voices telling me to just run into the car, just kill myself.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so tormented.
Yeah. And it's those tough conversations, because I'm sure during that time you didn't feel like you could go to anybody because you were the one that people came to. So, what do you do when you're the one that's always saying to somebody it's going to be okay? Like, who do you have to tell you it's going to be okay, sis? Who do you feel like you can trust? Because granted, everybody comes to you and you can be that shoulder for them to cry on, but it can be very lonely when you don't feel like you have a shoulder to cry on yourself. And
Right.
so, I mean, like, yeah. I
I
mean,
know
I
it helped me evaluate my relationship. It had me evaluate my circle. Because what we don't realize is that when we're going through these dark moments in our life, and yes, I am spiritual, I am all about God. If you don't like it, you can exit. When we are going through those things in our life, we don't realize that it's that lesson being taught. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't learning the lesson. I was constantly seeing myself in a bad circumstance, a bad situation, and then I utilize my own thoughts, my own will, and I do what I want to do and make my own choices.
right.
I started
We're
making my
all
own
guilty.
choices. Come
We're
on.
guilty. We're guilty. We're guilty of that. Like, we can get out of this. Like, how do I get out of this? That's the first question we ask self. How do I got myself into this? How do I get myself out of this? Right?
Hmm. So, like, even asking myself that question, I just found myself literally sitting in the room. There is no one to talk to. And you know what the funny thing is? Now that I've come through, I call it a come through. You hear people say, Suzanne don't like to tell anybody anything she got going on. She's always to herself when she's going through something. The funny thing is, I was telling the whole world I was being mentally tormented. I was saying it. But when people aren't educated with mental illnesses and they're not educated of what depression looks like, because you still get up, you still have to get dressed, and you got to live still. You
You
get what I'm saying? Some
function.
people don't, yeah, they don't realize there are active people that are depressed.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
true.
got to still pay the bills. Things still
Mm-hmm.
got to flow. Even if
Yeah.
the money ain't there, even if you they come in to repo the car, you still gotta get up and keep going. I
Yeah.
had to literally find myself in a place like I was crying so much. Like I probably cried for a whole year, you guys. I was crying so much because I was making so much mistakes and I couldn't get it right. I was literally in tears, just crying, like, how do I get it right? Like, I just want to do good. I just want to build legacy for my children. Like, God said I'm his daughter. Like, where is he? Like, I'm crying for you. Like, help me. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
really had to use the word help me. Bring
Hmm.
me the people that I need. Like,
Right.
direct me to the people that I need. But one thing that I've always knew about me when it came to seeking the wise, there's no doubt that I'm going to go seek the wise. And therapy, oh, that bad boy saved my life.
And that's not something common that we in our community, it's almost like it's a bad word,
Mm-hmm.
like therapy. Like, because I think the biggest thing is people have this misconception that if I'm a Christian, then I'm supposed to have it all together. And me seeking counsel or assistance or therapy is like a no. Like, I'm not supposed to do that, because I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I know the word of God, and I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's such a misconception about mental health and mental illness, and even the differences that exist between mental health and mental illness, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because we all have, just like we have physical health, we all have a mental health to care for. And we pay so much attention to our physical health, our physical body. Oh, we need to eat 3 meals a day. We need to exercise. We need to have a healthy diet. But nobody talks to you about, oh, well, what's your mental health diet like? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And how do
Come
you know
on.
if your mental health is okay? And how do you know if there's a problem? And so I
Come
think
on.
it's so good. Like, what you do is so important. Like, educating us about, as women, like all of these things that we really need to be educated on, because I feel like a lot of women suffer in silence. So I thank
Hmm.
you for being a voice for the voiceless,
Come
because
on.
it's so needed. It's really needed.
And you said something so important, suffering in silence. That's what it felt like. When people, to elaborate on that, suffering in silence is like you kept holding your breath. You're holding your breath
Literally.
and you can't breathe. It's like, oh, my finances bad. Let me hold my breath. My children ain't acting right. Let me hold my breath. I can't catch a breath. You know what I'm saying? Is you can't catch a breath until you allow yourself to see, okay, there's something wrong. My mind is not processing right. The brain activity ain't functioning right. I don't feel like myself. You need to allow yourself to speak to someone. I get you got your girlfriends that you could vent to. I get that you have like that good friend, your bestie that you want to vent to. It's nothing like venting to somebody that don't know you, that is so unbiased, and that's going to give you truth, and that's educated and an expert in giving you that truth and what you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
It's totally different. It's totally different. And I think it's finally time that, we as women, we bind together to just help each other, educate each other, and support one another when these things are happening. Because oftentimes, like you said it in the beginning, you were crying out, but like nobody was listening, nobody was hearing you. It's like being in a soundproof room, and you're like screaming at the top of your lungs, but nobody can hear you.
That is so true. And the funny thing is, like, after I spoke to some of these individuals, because you injure some of these relationships when you're trying to get yourself mentally well.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm always going to tell an individual when it comes to your mental state, I don't care who get mad, who get upset, who's upset for that moment, that time. If you need to shut out to take care of you mentally, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I had to do that for myself. I'm not going to speak something that I haven't experienced, because I'm not going to pour out anything that's negative, anything that don't mean you well, anything that don't even mentally align with you. I'm not pouring that thing out. I'm going to let you know you need to deal with that thing head on. You need to take care of yourself. Go get the help you need. And when you come through, you speak to that friend. Now, when you speak to that friend, what's going to happen is you're going to start experiencing a lot of hurt because they don't understand. You get what I'm saying? They don't get it. I had one of my girlfriends tell me straight up, like, Suzanne, I thought you were joking. I thought you were kidding. Like, you're so strong. Like, I really thought you were joking. And I said, that's what it is. It's like, I'm telling you guys what's going on with me. I've never not joked with my life. Why couldn't you guys just believe that I needed help? But I was okay with the process because God showed me that He was going to be the only one that I could run to.
Mm.
He was the only one that I was going to desire when I really scream out for help.
Yeah.
And I love that process, that spiritual process. Because I don't know, look, there's 8 dimensions of these things that you got to target.
Mm-hmm.
You got to target 8 dimensions of this thing to have total wellness. And
Yes.
I'm trying to work through the thing in all
Yeah.
areas of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes like you said it, like sometimes that experience, right? Because like for us to come back to God, like for us to know that we can only depend on Him, sometimes it's almost like the people they're blind and they're deaf, and they're deaf and blind
Hmm.
for a reason. Because had you been able to confide in a friend, or be able to talk to somebody and have somebody listen or whatever, you probably wouldn't have leaned on Him like you did.
Come on.
you
When I
know
said I put my whole trust in Him, and I saw a whole shift in my life when I began to become obedient to the process. I was no longer in a rush because we're always rushing. I need to be successful at 40. Look, sis, if you get successful at 50, take that.
Yeah.
Take that. You get what I'm
And
saying? Like,
I hear older women say that. Like they say that. Like they say like, we rush the process. Like we rush so much trying to get to this, like as they call it in psychology, self-actualization of like I'm at the pinnacle of life. I've made it. I did, I'm successful in every single area. I got the perfect family. I got the perfect husband. I got the kids. They
come
all
on.
have like halos on their head. They're raised up well. And, we rush everything. And then we look back and we're like, wait a minute, like I missed it because you were so busy. Like it's like poof, it's gone. I missed it. And
Look,
so it,
look, let me tell you something about that. I don't want to miss it, but I'm going to reference this to entrepreneurs because we think in our entrepreneurial world we don't have to check in on our mental state. Come on, y'all. If we do it, we deal with a lot of toxic customers, clients. You got to check in on that thing too. So when it comes to entrepreneur, and when you have to check in on it, when things are going crazy and you're not understanding what's happening and you're trying to rush it because you're trying to make that money, you're trying to make that income. If you don't build the foundation and understand your integrity of your business, your character of your business, what type of clients you should receive so your business is stable mentally, so you as an owner is stable mentally, and learning how to build that team that's going to help enforce your business to stand on pillars, oh, you're going to lose it. You're going to
that
lose your mind.
that you will.
Take your time with the businesses. Learn that thing, strategize that thing, have a game plan in that thing. It's like even, you being, like it's like a coach, a therapist, a psychologist. Each one of these individuals, they got these clients they got to tend to, but they can't pour out anything that's negative to that client because they're here to help them. that
Mm-hmm.
inner that inner healing needs to
Mm-hmm.
happen. You get what I'm saying? So they have to be true to that client and build their integrity and their character. It's a
Mm-hmm.
process. You guys want to save and coach the whole entire world. Can you handle the whole entire world? You
That's
better
true.
take that one client.
Right? Can you stand the blessing? Right? Sometimes, people think that. I think I listened to a sermon from Bishop T.D. Jakes one time, and he said, "Can you stand to be blessed?" Because we all want the
Come on.
blessing. We want an overflow of clientele. We want people to just be calling us from left, right. And it's like, it's really like, what have you done with what you've been given? First of all, it's like, are
Hmm.
you managing what you have? And entrepreneurs, we go on this wild, and I can speak about it because I've been there. I'm still there. As an entrepreneur, we seek, like, we want more success, more, and we do all of this, but it's like, how are we taking care of self? And are we trying to give people something we don't even have? Like, are we trying to pour from an empty cup? Like, we don't even have
Come
enough in
on.
our cup. You know, when you're on the plane, it's always so amazing to me because I travel and I love to travel. But it like every single time, it fails me not. Whenever you're on the plane, one of the first things they tell you is to put your own oxygen mask on first. And it's always like I always laugh. I just love that part. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the demonstration. But it's so funny because you can't help nobody if you can't help you. So it's like we're trying to do, help everybody and save the world. And it's like we suffer in our mental state, we suffer in our physical health, we suffer in our finances, we suffer in so many different realms. And it's time that we put us first as women. It's okay. Sometimes it's almost like you don't want, I talk to so many moms and so many women in business that have high pinnacle positions and so forth. And it's like everybody takes the first place. And it's like they get the little bit that's left over. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, is that really fair? Is that really fair to us? Is that really a healthy way of living, that you put everybody else first before you and you're the one that needs the oxygen the most?
Come on. And that's when I began to redirect my choices in my life. I started taking care of Suzanne. I put her first. And
Yes.
putting myself first was me getting the therapy, journaling, because I needed to purge my thoughts. My thoughts is what was disturbing me. I needed to purge that thing to see, why am I feeling this way? Why are my emotions all over the place, so I can begin to learn how to control my emotions. Like you guys, it's a process. That
Mhm.
thing, it was taking me some work, y'all. And like even now, like when I had to close myself out from the world because I started fearing people. Like when you get that spiritual awakened eye, you start looking at people in a scary light. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like you start seeing everything for what it is. And it's traumatizing to the mind. So I had to start spiritually taking care of myself, getting close with God, trying to understand what it is I'm feeling, what it is I'm thinking. Like he literally was giving me the dreams, the vision, the plans as I sleep. Like it was a whole different type of love. He
Mhm.
showed me what true love felt like. Like, I'm gonna take care of you, baby. I heard you. I heard when you said, like, I thought, I was your daughter. You gotta get a little hood with God sometime. Like, what's up, my nigga? Like, I thought I was your daughter.
Right?
Like, you
I'm
was gonna
telling
take care
you.
of me. But then I had to be reminded, that voice came back and said, I've been with you the whole time. Y'all get the book. He been with me the whole time. I've been with you the whole time. But you made some choices in your life. Let me tell you, some choices in your life. When I heed you, when I gave you the red flag, when I said, sis, stop, when I gave you that gut feeling that we like to ignore, you still made your choice. So in that choice, now I'm going to say, she learn a lesson in this thing, because she's not seeing what I'm seeing. And he
Yeah.
had to allow me to go through that domestic violence because I wanted to pick that man and marry him. He had to let me go through the single mom process because I wanted to go out there and feel love from a man when my first love should have been him. I had to do those things. And he wasn't beating me up. He wasn't abusing. He was loving on me. Because there's no way he said you going back to that thing. Because you ain't going back, because you about to teach some women how to not go back to that thing.
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
not go back. Learn the lesson. Learn the lesson in the finances. You cannot say, I want to be wealthy, if you're not doing anything that is relatively wealthy. I was
Mm.
out to everybody's brunch, everybody's birthday, every birthday trip, emptying the bank account. Girl, I'm in Hawaii with you. I'm in Canada with you, girl. Where we going? If it was the last, I was going, because that was my escape route. I was
Right?
going. Like you
Mm.
got to learn to like your money, love your money, see where it's going so it can really generate for your kids. This life ain't about you, sis. It really ain't. You got
Yeah.
generations behind you and in front of you. There's
Mhm.
generations behind us that we really need to
Mhm.
encourage, uplift, and inspire, because they're the next leaders. They're the next ones. Them young kids need us. They need us to mentally get it right, because we the one who sent them dysfunctional.
Right?
So I'm sorry. I know I sound like a little angry right now, but I get a little passionate when when God speaks.
Give us
I get passionate when God speaks. Like
the
the babies
tea.
need us.
You, I
The
mean,
babies need us, you guys.
you touched on so much, but this book, tell us about this book. Tell us about this book.
Sis, go there.
And I know giving birth to a book is not easy, and just to be able to pour out so much. Um
I gave everything, you guys. Like I didn't leave anything out. Anything. The only thing that I didn't really care to discuss was me being molested as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? That's we hear that story a lot. I
mhm,
wanted to be able to produce and birth something, not only telling a story, but also giving you my thoughts in that situation now that I look at it. Also,
mhm,
letting you know that mental health existed prior to me becoming an adult, prior to me to not recognizing how my generation, my lineage, how I was birthed, how I was raised was really messing me up. It really messed me up mentally. I didn't know how to speak my feelings in a healthy way. I didn't know what healthy relationships look like. And my story speaks about that. I started as a young teen mom at the age of 17, looking for love. I got pregnant. And I had to grow up really quick because my parents didn't understand teen pregnancy. We were shunned by the church when they found out we were pregnant. You know, there was no help, there was no support. We didn't know where to go get our resources from. So I had to learn on myself how to grow up and become a mom at the age of 17. And at that age, I now was looking to build my family, that little girl dream that we always have. I wanted to build a family. So I went on a hunt. I'm going to call it a hunt, looking for the right man to build a family with. But during that hunt, I was I went through trauma. I went through some experience, cheating, hurt, you know, the abuse, in order to go into a place where I just needed to find God. I really just needed to hear Him. I really needed to just answer the call. I really needed to just check in on me, make sure I'm good, make sure my account is good, make sure my household is good before I go out there and help anybody. I had
mhm,
to do the work. And even through this book, I had to get some therapy.
mhm,
There was some parts in this book where I remember my publisher calling me and she was like, Suzanne, so you're telling me you was sleeping in the middle of the night and he punched you in the face and you ain't do nothing? I said, sis, wait a minute. I'm getting so angry right now. Just even thinking about the stuff that I allowed myself to go through,
yeah,
the stuff
yeah,
that I could have stopped. You get what I'm saying? And I had to go through therapy to finish the book, you guys. I literally, legitly had to. Audrey Brooks, that's my therapist. She helped me learn how to set boundaries. But that's what this book talks about. I had my little stripper days, I had my little lesbian days. So it's all in here, you guys. I left nothing out. Nothing.
that's right. Y'all need to. So I want to make sure that I give a copy. So, ladies, I need y'all to share because we about to give a copy of this right now. So go ahead, and so this is what we're gonna do because I have to like make sure that we stay connected, ladies. So the only way I know how to stay connected with you is if you guys go to my website and connect with me. And so all you have to do, so I'm going to pick the first two ladies that go to our website and I'm going to post it in the chat. And we have a self-care, it's a self-care guide basically. So basically you get, it's a self-care guide and workbook. It's really for mothers and daughters, but I mean, you get the full benefit of the self-care guide because I truly believe in us taking care of ourselves. So you're gonna go to our website. I'm gonna post it in the chat, and the first two ladies that go ahead and sign up for the free self care guide, I'm going to give you a copy of Suzanne's book. This is going to be just amazing. Chasing after God's own heart, redirecting my life. So go ahead. So I'm gonna post it in the chat. Y'all get ready to type your fingers away. So I want nobody to cheat. So I was like, if I say it, somebody might be
Right.
faster than somebody else. So I'm gonna go ahead and type it in the chat. And all you got to do is just, you're going to see, it's just scroll down. You're going to see sign up for the self-care workbook. And so just sign up for that. And I'm going to pick the first, I get an email, so I know that you signed up. And so, oh, somebody said, what happens if you already purchased the book? I don't know. Maybe you could give a free copy away to somebody else. I don't know.
No, what they need to go do. No, you know what they need to go do? They need to go sign up for intimate conversations, because we going all in on this
That's
book. So
right. So
sign up
that's
for
what you
intimate
do.
conversation
You
on my
have
website.
already purchased the book. Go ahead and sign up for intimate conversations. That way, you guys get the full intent, right? Because sometimes, as authors, like I'm speaking because I'm soon to be an author. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. And so, we
Oh.
may write something, but it's like the dissecting that thing that is written sometimes. And we could go deep into just a sentence, and so it's very, very amazing. Somebody said, how much is what? The book is on Amazon, but I'm going to purchase the 2 copies and give them away. I'm going to ship it right to you. And so whoever, I'm going to announce the winner.
Mhm.
So you got to stay to the end in order to find out if you win or not. See, I kind of like how this whole prize thing works. I never tried it before, but I thought tonight we might do something a little special. So super, super excited. So I'm going to type it in right now. You're going to go to www.gginkacademy.org. Make sure I give y'all the right address first, right? All right. So it's in the chat. So go ahead, ladies. You're going to go to that website, and what you got, what's the end? Who said what's the end? Kathy said, what's the end? The end of the book or the end of the show? Oh, you at work trying to, so we'll be ending soon. We got like, maybe we in at like 8. Oh, the end of the show. We in at like 8:30, ladies. So, we're going to keep it moving. I'm going to let Suzanne just, keep talking self-care, keep talking, whatever else she has to share. I'm a hush.
No, I love the dialogue.
So,
But yes, please go ahead.
So go ahead, ladies. Go ahead, go to the website, sign up for the self-care workbook, and by the end of the night, I'm gonna give away 2 copies of Suzanne's book, Chasing After God's Own Heart.
Dope, super dope. Please make sure you guys get the book. You guys are going to love the story. I had my son, he's 20. He read the book. My 18-year-old read the book. My 12-year-old daughter read the book. They
Okay.
all love the book. My boyfriend, he's almost done reading the book, and he's enjoying the stories. Like, I didn't leave nothing out. I gave my real self. One thing I know about me is that if I cannot be transparent, it's hard for me to function around people if I can't be myself.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So
And
make
there's
sure
something
y'all get the
so
book,
crucial.
and make sure y'all sign up for Intimate Conversation.
Intimate conversations, get the book. Transparency is such an important thing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's important to be able to be yourself, and at the end of the day, we all go through different things, and everybody goes through different stages in our lives, and it's those times that make us, that give us, the testimony.
Mm-hmm.
It's the test that gives us the testimony. It's the mess that sometimes we put ourselves in that allow us to have a message. And so, it's very important that, we just, meet people where they are. So I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So somebody said,
And
she's like, I'm half asleep. Miss Kathy said, I'm half asleep. I wanted to tune in.
I'll
I'm
go
so
to sleep,
glad to have
girl.
you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. We just want to make sure, we definitely want to make sure that 2 wonderful ladies walk away tonight with this book, because I just feel like it's something that, how you have those things that's in your library. It's like one of those things. We have to make sure that you get this book on your library. Go to Amazon. If you don't win, go on ahead and go to Amazon and get the book.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, I'm done talking. It's all you.
Oh,
It's
okay, so you ready for me? All right. So the main topic tonight was building your mental health confidence. What does that look like, and what did it look like for me? Like I told you guys, my first step, my first process was therapy. My jobs and a lot of our employers, they provide, yes, they provide therapy, and you get free sessions. I did take advantage of that at work, and when those sessions were over, I knew I needed somebody that was more spiritual, somebody that can align to where I wanted to go in my life, and that's when I met with Audrey Brooks, somebody who could spiritually guide me. Journaling was so important to me, and that's that spiritual wellness part of your life, you guys. Like, you really need to find your place in God's eye. You really need to understand what your purpose is, what your walk really looks like, so you can stop constantly rebuilding these businesses. It's not working because you're not listening, and you're not listening to God's plan. So if you want to stop rebranding, you want to stop constantly remarketing and all that extra stuff, just listen to God's plan. Listen to what God got for you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you listen to the plan, go get the team you need to help you execute it. The people that already walked it, the people that been through it already, the people that see your vision.
Mhm.
They're not gonna deteriorate your vision and make you go somewhere else. Like, the people that see your vision, get the circle, the support that you need. That's part of your social wellness. Like, there's so many areas that we need to work on in our life, and I'm only touching a few. I haven't even begun to master it all. But I knew mental wellness was important to me. My social wellness was important to me because I needed to really learn how to communicate, how to set boundaries. How to, like, one thing I hated when people just automatically set expectations for me. Like, why? Who told you I wanted to be this person?
Right?
Like,
Or
who told you?
they put you here, right? And you just got
Yeah.
like you just jumping up trying to meet all the demands and all the expectations that they have set for you. It's
And
true.
it's like, and a lot of friendships of mine got damaged that way because I'm not going to bow to your expectations. That's not what I want to do.
Mhm.
When I get introduced into new relationships now, I set the boundaries up front. Like, hey, sis, I'm saying now, if you like to go out a lot, I ain't your friend. I'm not the girlfriend for you. I do like to hang out, but not that much. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If
Yeah.
you want to be on the phone all day, just talking about nothing, I'm not the one. I need productive conversation because my mind need to stay productive.
Yeah.
Like, I have boundaries, and I learned that healthy relationships were important for me. Making sure that I mentally check in on myself with my therapist was important to me when I couldn't understand a decision, when something didn't feel clear. Or, we still have moments, like, people think depression on the snap of a finger, it goes away. No, sis, that's not how it works. It don't work like that. It could come back. It could come back if you're not coping, if
Hmm.
you're not using your strategies. It could
Yeah.
come
And
back.
coping strategies are important. I think a lot of women don't even know what coping strategies are, like, or don't know like how to utilize coping strategies, or don't even understand why they might need them. Because I think what it
Mm-hmm.
is we just let things pile up and pile up and pile up. And I'm guilty of such because I think for me, what I used to do is like when people do something like something happened, I put a band-aid on it. Like I was just that person. Everything that happened, I put a band-aid on it. Everything that happened, I slapped the band-aid on it because I got to keep on moving. I got to keep on going. And so just always slapping band-aids on stuff, I never gave myself time to heal. I never gave myself time. And so it's not before long you start like you go into this whirlwind where you're wondering why you crying over something that happened when you was like 12 because you never healed. Why am I thinking
And you
about
know what?
this?
We weren't taught. That's why we got to give ourselves grace. We weren't taught to go to therapy to get healing, or go to a spiritual counselor to get healing. And that's why I tell people all the time, forgive your parents. They didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Leave them baby boomers alone. They ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We're the one that's trying to redirect y'all.
yeah,
Okay, but you got to give yourself grace through that, because you don't want to beat yourself up. You don't want to be mean to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I used to be so nasty to myself, like, you dummy. Like, why would you do that? are you stupid? Are you on crack? Like, I was talking so negative to myself. It was
That
crazy.
negative
You know
self-talk
what I'm
will
saying? Like,
eat you up. Right? We can be
girl,
our worst inner critics, our worst enemies, right? There's like that old addict that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. And it's so true because we don't need nobody to like mess us up because we can mess up ourselves just in our
come
minds.
on.
Just the
For
negative crap
real.
that we think on a 24-hour basis is good enough for us. We can do all the damage we need all on our own. Like I could do bad all by myself.
By
Like,
myself. And I think that's why I always went through my things alone. Because, like you said, my circle were people who always needed me. And I didn't have circle of people where I just went to lean on just for support, just for prayer, just for guidance. You get what I'm saying? And that's the new circle that I have created for myself. And having a strategy team before I execute anything. I need to make sure I understand that thing. We don't want to give ourselves time. And it goes back to that conversation we had. We don't want to allow ourselves to process things. That's why we get into toxic relationships. We get into a relationship where it's not healthy. That man's not loving you right. That woman's not loving you right because none of us healed from the prior relationships. We just wanted somebody. We just wanted somebody to hold us, somebody to say, I love you. Like, well, all of that ain't going to work if you still sick inside, girl. You
or if
still
you don't love
sick.
yourself,
Come on.
right? We might be looking for a compliment, and I'm like, have you complimented yourself lately?
Come on.
And it's true. And I talk about, being our first compliment a lot because I feel like as women, we're constantly like, we put ourselves in such a needy position. We need this and we
Mm-hmm.
need this. We need to be affirmed and we need to be congratulated and we need to be complimented. And it's like, when was the last time you affirmed you? When was the last time you complimented you? When was the last time you looked in the mirror and you was like, girl, I look good. Yeah, I look good. You look good.
Wow.
And
You
so that's so
fine.
important. I feel like self-confidence and self-care, they're very well aligned together to one another because it's really important that confidence come with caring for yourself and vice versa. So if you are not confident in yourself, you're probably going to lack that self-care and vice versa. If you're not
Mm-hmm.
caring for yourself, you're probably going to lack that confidence. And so we have to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that we stay aligned with these two things because, that's where all the other toxic self-sabotaging behaviors come into play, because we
Yeah.
can we can self-sabotage just us. We don't really need no assistance.
And start blaming everybody. Now we got to take accountability. Take accountability for your life, girl. It's
Yeah.
your life. You got to choice
Right.
who you around. You got to choice who's talking to you, who's giving you advice. You need to take accountability.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. Ladies, come on. I need y'all to go ahead and go to that website, sign up, because I want to be able to give away 2 copies of this book. So if you missed it, go back to the chat and there's a website on there and make sure somebody asked a question. I'm gonna get to your question, Kathy, in a second. So just go on ahead to the website. Oh, somebody said they signed up. Okay. If you haven't signed up, or that way we can make sure we give away at the end of the night in about 10 minutes, we want to give away 2 copies of Suzanne's new book, Chasing After God's Own Heart, Redirecting My Life. So Kathy says, do you guys think men need 3 exact same reassurances or the exact same assurances as we do when it comes to a topic such as such? And I said, yeah, a lot of
Yes,
men,
they do.
like, believe it or not, like a lot of men suffer from insecurities. They suffer from depression. And you have to imagine, as women, like if you're married or you're in a relationship, like just like you want that affirmation from your partner, you're also you also have to affirm him, because you have to think, especially being a black man, and like just
Mm-hmm.
that alone, like the pressure of it, the expectation that we put on our men, like just like if you feel like, okay, I don't have nobody, I can't, I'm sure your husband, boyfriend, whoever feels that pressure double, right? Just like we get like black women like syndrome of like, oh my God, like we have to hold up everybody and we got to keep everything together. They suffer from that just as much. And so to that's my opinion now. I'm not no,
Yeah.
I have to put like a disclaimer.
So why?
This is not PH. There's no initials behind my name now. So, so this is definitely, I feel like, yes, they do need the same reassurances as we do when it comes to self-care. Because a lot of men, if we watch them, they don't take care of themselves. They're not going to doctor's appointments, and they're, just being men. Like they're gonna be like, I'm good, I got it together. They don't deal with emotions the same. So there's just so many things that I feel like, yes, they need that. A lot of men suffer from insecurities and different things, and so I'm gonna let you give your feedback, your take on that.
My feedback on that is I agree with you. And the same thing, my disclaimer, I am not, okay, a therapist. I am not an expert in men, but I totally agree that men do need to check in on their mental state as well. Society already positioned us women to look at our men that if they're not put together, you don't need them, you don't want them. When God created Adam and he put him out there to work the fields, he saw him on Genesis 3 and said he needs a companion and created Eve out of his rib, right? He
Mhm.
created us to be their companion, the ones to be submissive, the ones to reassure them that, to remind our men that you are still loved, you are going to be taken care of. They can't be a provider for us the way they need to if they can't feel like they're the king of that castle, if they can't feel like they are truly loved in that castle and all they're here for is just to provide. We got to give them love too. And we turn a blind eye because society, that stigma already told us, girl, you don't need him. He ain't doing nothing for you, but he's battling something. You know what I'm saying? He's battling not learning how to be a good father for those who picked up those men that have children already. He's battling trying to be an entrepreneur or trying to learn what legacy means because nobody taught him that. And we look at these men and we turn against them. And we wonder why they're out there battling and treating women wrong and don't have no manners. Some of them really just need a woman to come in and embrace that man.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of good men out there, and sometimes it's like, and then I feel like a lot of times, like the good men get mixed up with the bad women, and then they get hurt, and they get all bruised up or whatever. So then they start to react completely different. So then by the time they get a good woman, they don't really know how to react or how to treat her or how to, So I think the important thing is to understand that I feel like men need just as much as we do, when it comes to self-care, when it comes to self-confidence, when it comes, because you have to understand they're going out in the world and the world is constantly punching them and punching them and punching them. So if when they
Mm-hmm.
come home or they come in, a place where they should feel safe and we're doing the same thing, we punching them too. Good for nothing. Like those words, our words can be so damaging sometimes as women, as
Yep.
sisters, as mothers, as lovers, as wives, as friends. We have to understand that the power that we have when we speak things. And so, and it's a constant thing, because it's like we're all guilty of it. Like we may not intentionally, but subconsciously sometimes we say things, out of anger, out of fear, out of hurt, out of disappointment. We may say things about our very men. And so
Yep.
I think it's something that we just all have to just be conscious of, that, hey, they need support too. They need the same things that we do. They're human
Yes,
just
they
like
do.
us.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to that. And Kathy said something also in her message. She just said something about, in honesty, there's more men who grew up in bad situation and the cycle repeats. You're absolutely right. This cycle, Kathy, been repeating since before Christ. In Genesis, that whole book talks about how God tried to build a good nation. But through every nation, there was always something traumatizing: murder, sin, brothers and sisters marrying each other. There was so much sin happening, and God constantly kept putting his laws, his commands, his rules in place. But we as people, we just didn't know no better. It's just like him looking at the Canaanites. Like, he's like, look, the people right there ain't no good. He like, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no good. They just don't want to live right. You know what I'm saying? It's us. We're so stubborn. We're the most stubborn human beings. Look, open your book. If y'all want to understand what we're really going through life and what's happening, just open your book. It tells you the message right there. Moses, God had told him to go save the Israelites. I'm sorry if y'all feel like I'm preaching, but God told him to go save the Israelites. Do you guys know how troubling the Israelites were? How much they complained and complained and complained? They complained so much. Like,
Right.
they
They
just
was
didn't do
getting
it
manna
right.
from heaven. And listen, they was like, we want some meat.
Like, it was never enough. And just like us as human, the cycle continues because
Yeah.
we don't want to break it. It's been battling spiritually in our life from generations to generation, and no one is standing up. And some of us are. Some of us are getting up. We're advocating. We're trying to redirect our legacy, our lineage, and we're saying, "Hey, this need to stop. Abuse need to stop. Troubling relationships need to stop." Right? It stops right here. But if we don't wake up, that generation, that lineage don't wake up, it's going to continue. Whether it skips the grandchild, it's going to go to the great grandchild. It's
Mm-hmm.
coming.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to keep getting up, fighting, so we can help the few redirect, the few get it right. We can't save them all. God couldn't save them all either. But he gave us his only begotten son to die for us. And when we sin, we could forgive ourselves because he still wants to save as many as we can. We got to go save lives. Just go save lives, people.
Yes, yes, yes. So I completely agree. So I hope, Kathy, I mean, let me read this one. So Natanish did say, Kathy, self-care is gender neutral, and we all need constant reminders and assurance and reassurance that we are loved. And so that's, I mean, yeah, like seriously, So you said, you have your sons. Like, I would definitely, when you know better, you do better, And so as a mom, definitely. And you said, Kathy, you're a life coach, so you deal with, people and all these things. And so definitely, like, give them that, like, help them along that path, because then, they're going to be better men in society, and they can change that cycle.
Mhm.
They can change just the mindset, and have the understanding that they need to take care of themselves mentally and emotionally, just like we do. Women, we may be more emotional creatures, but it's not to say that men don't have emotions.
And
So,
Kathy, it's just the men needing to stand up the same way we're getting up, advocating for ourselves and standing up for ourselves. That there needs to be a group of men that do the same, and they are out there. But we still, again, we have stubborn men. We really have stubborn men that just don't want to get it. But there are programs and men out there that's trying to advocate on behalf of the men. I
yeah.
promise you this year, I'll tag you to so girl.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I kind of agree with what she's saying, because when we think of self-care, like, think about the images that are portrayed when you see self-care. You see the woman with the, she's at the spa, and
Hmm.
but there are a lot of men that definitely take care of themselves. They're going to go get their massages too, or they're doing whatever. If it's a man cave or hanging out, they do that type of stuff too. I just like you said, Kathy, I just
Yeah.
don't think that society has portrayed it the same. And I see that as well. So I completely understand that. And so and we have to be the difference, as advocates, as women. Like, we have to be okay with showing our sons and showing our husbands, boyfriends, whatever, that it's okay for them to take care of themselves and to have that time to regroup, refresh the mind, because that's what happens. We go into this cycle, and then mental health goes out the window.
Look, my boys go to therapy. They're 20 and 18. They go to therapy. They go get their pedicures done. They spend time with themselves, because we all in this house, we love our quiet time. We love to be by ourselves a lot. So we all do spend a lot of time with ourselves.
Yeah.
So I already, I'm teaching it to my boys now. Like, if you don't feel well, go always see a therapist, go see a doctor. Wherever in that area you feel ill, always make sure you go seek the wise. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Instill it in them now so we could break that curse.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Suzanne, it's been such an amazing pleasure. I do want to give you the opportunity to, share with all the ladies on here how to connect with you, whatever you have going on. I know you have intimate conversations happening, whatever other events you may be promoting or whatnot. Definitely want to give you a chance right now just to kind of address our ladies on here tonight before we give away the prize.
Awesome. So you guys can find me everywhere on social media, Suzanne Joseph. Suza with one N-E, Joseph, all over social media. My website is also SuzanneJoseph.com. Like she said, Virgin said, I have the intimate conversation coming in. We're doing a deep dive, and ladies, get your wine, get whatever you like to sip on, your tea, and we just go in deep dive and have a conversation on these chapters. A lot of ladies emailed me and they resonated, they related to some of the stories. So we want to make sure that you are actually shifting from that place, that you're actually getting the correct resources that you need to help you heal from that place if you have not healed from a traumatic situation that happened in your life. So join Intimate Conversation. The Redirect Your Choices program will be open in November. I have taken a 2-month break to just make sure I get everything ready for the ladies for the month of November when they can sign up. I do meditation. Meditation is my place where I find my solace with God, where I hone in and just kind of let God speak to me. So that program will be coming back. We took a break, but we will be back with the meditation group. So go on the website, get my book, Amazon.com. You will not regret it. Follow me on social media. There's so many great things that's going to be happening in 2022, and I'm excited for what God's about to do in my life. Okay.
Yes, awesome. I'm excited for you. I am just thankful for you. And I was just blessed, tonight just to be able to connect with you. And I'm sure a lot of the ladies on here as well. And so, ladies, I mean, I am open. Like, if you want to be a guest on Confidence Tea Infusions, definitely this is the platform for you. We are just, just getting started, really. We'll actually be launching next month, will be our official launch. So next month on October the 19th, it's a Sunday. And so, ladies, if you can go to www.confidenceteainfusions.com. That is where our tea is. And also, so that for that evening, it's going to be special. We're going to be on Zoom. So we're all going to be able to see each other, interact. It's going to be tea and conversation. So go check out our website. That way you can kind of see all of the amazing loose leaf teas that we have to offer with great aromas, ladies. These are nice loose leaf teas. When you get the tea, you get it with a an infuser, and so that way you kind of get an opportunity to use our loose leaf teas. I promise you, once you start using our teas, lady, you're never going to want to go back. You're never going to you're going to be like, Lipton who? And so definitely go on our website, check out our teas, confidenceteainfusions.com. So we'll be launching, like I said, it'll be next month. Stay tuned. I have the flyer circulating around social media. If you go in and order your tea, it'll be there by the time we have our launch event, because it's going to be a virtual launch event. Want you ladies to get a chance to participate. That way we can really sip tea and have conversation. So,
Yes.
ladies, let's see. Who am I giving away this book to? So let me see. And I think I'm like, okay, am I seeing this right? Did I only have one person? Everybody must already have the book, because I have, let me see. Is it Fanny? I think that's you, Kathy. Is it
It
Fanny
gotta be Kathy.
Yahoo.com? Is that you? Because I am going to give you a free book. Is that you? And there's still time, ladies. So go ahead. If I have one more book to give away, one way. Okay, so Vertus said she already had the book. Fanita.
Yeah.
Who's okay? Fanita was the one. Fanita. Okay, congratulations, Fanita. Let me see. Let me refresh my email to see if it's anybody else because I know I put it on there. Let me see. I think that's all I got. Was just Fanita.
Kathy dropped her email on
Okay,
there. I
Kathy, you
saw that
gotta
you
go
did
and register at. I'm gonna put it in the chat again. So www dot. So that way you guys can stay in touch with us. That's why. All right. So you're going to go to that website and register. It's a free self care down workbook. Okay. She said she did that already. All right. So Kathy's going to be my second person. So I got Fanita and Kathy. So congratulations, ladies. So I'll be following up with you via email so that you can send me your address. And then that way I will ship out the book. I'll have Amazon actually ship it directly to you. Initially, I was going to get them and ship them to you, but that's too much. And so, congratulations, Fanita and Kathy. Thank you, ladies, so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for next time. And if you ever want to be a guest on Confidence Tea Infusions, you can definitely send us an email at confidenceteinfusions@gmail.com. We're always looking to connect with you, to share your story, and also just to have an intimate conversation and sip some tea. So I want to thank our special guest, Miss Suzanne Joseph, the author of Chasing After God's Own Heart. And so, ladies, if you don't have this book, if you have not joined Intimate Conversations, I need you to go and do that tonight.
It's
Tonight,
this Friday. And
right?
even if you cannot be there live, the replays are included. You can get the replays and watch it on your own time. There's no excuses. It's this Friday.
This Friday, ladies. So please go ahead, make sure you tune in, make sure you get this book. This is going to be life changing for you. So definitely tune in. Somebody said, can't wait till Friday. Yay. So thank you, ladies, for tuning in tonight. Have a good night. Mwah. I love you. If you haven't heard it all day today, I love you. Thank you for tuning in to Confidence Tea Infusions and have a wonderful evening, ladies. I will see you guys in 2 weeks.